Task Force Tips produces an entire line of low expansion and multi-expansion foam attachments, literally for every nozzle we produce, all the way from the 10 and 24 gallon a minute twister, all the way up to our 500 or even our 1250 GPM Master Stream nozzle. We have some sort of a foam attachment that fits every nozzle that we produce at this point. We have a selection here of some that we grabbed from our training facility as well as off our Expo 1 demonstration trailer. Just to give you a little idea of what we do, the low expansion tips typically tend to be longer and straighter and are normally attached, as they all do, at the front bumper. They just clip over the edge and hook right onto the end of the bumper. And you can see in this case with the low expansion type tube, you'll typically give up some of the aspiration and some of the aeration that you see, but you'll keep a tremendous amount of reach. These are designed, the low expansion tubes are designed very specifically for the use of Class A foam or straight AFFF foams. We typically do not recommend them for any of the new alcohol resistant type concentrates. There's just not enough aeration and not enough aspiration that takes place coming out the end of the nozzle to have the foam perform as designed. So this is a good example. The nozzle function and the ability to have a protective fog pattern can be maintained. It allows the operators on the end of the hose line to have a nozzle they're very used to working with, and when they want to kick up the aspiration or want to put a film forming blanket down on top of a flammable liquid surface some sort, it's as simple as just putting a foam attachment on and not having to have a dedicated foam nozzle that a lot of departments do. So as you can see, we make them for a number of different sizes. This is an LX attachment or low expansion, LX, MX, medium expansion. The LX attachment here is designed really to fit on our 500 GPM nozzle that typically goes with the Blitzfire. And so again, the Blitzfire can be used with a foam application as well, supported either by a proportioning system on board of a truck or a large eductor system, or even batch mixing like that. This one is very, very standard. This is our mid-range series of Handline nozzles, and this is a MX attachment that again just clips very simply right onto the front, clips right over the bumper, and it has an attachment mechanism that just pretty much holds it right to the front end. Now you'll often hear us refer to this in a term called multi-expansion. The term multi-expansion comes from the fact that because this is clipped to the bumper and you can change the pattern of the nozzle in straight stream, you can see the screening in here. It'll blow pretty much straight through the nozzle, giving you tremendous reach, good penetration, but maybe not a lot of aspiration. As you start to bring the fog pattern back, start to open up and it starts to widen out on the nozzle, you'll lose some of that reach. But as you come back here, even though the bubbles may only be going out, maybe 4, 5, or 8 feet ahead of you, you're making a tremendous volume of bubbles. Now, if conditions would change, flammable liquid, maybe you have a source of ignition somewhere, an explosion or a fire, it's very, very easy for the operator just to drop this off and go back to a wide protective fog pattern with the regular nozzle they're used to using. So as I mentioned, we have sizes literally for everything from our Twister series all the way up through our Master Stream series, and they all operate pretty much the same way. They just clip right onto the bumper. And then also, even though this is a one-piece nozzle, this functions very much the same way that the LX attachments do on the end of all the other nozzles. The QuadraCup and the Bubble Cup nozzles have a retractable sleeve that pretty much is designed and built as a single component of the nozzle. But its foam performance, you'll find, is very, very similar to that of a low expansion type tip. So if you have any questions about foam attachments, and we make literally one for pretty much every nozzle that we make all the way across the product line, from our fixed, selectable to all of our automatic nozzles. We have a foam attachment manual, and another good tool to look at is if you're talking about foam, that's to be able to use our slide chart, which gives a great indication of foam supplies, necessary application rates, and the resources necessary to do something. So if you have any questions or would like to see a demonstration, let one of the TFT regional managers know, or visit us on tft.com for more information, or give us a call at 800-348-2686.